Deep in the ocean, an orca pod is on the hunt. But these aren't your average orcas. These guys are organized.
Marketing team, did you get those social media posts scheduled for the SEAL migration?
Aye, Captain. We even have an automated notification for all pod managers when they go live.
They use Monday.com to keep their teamwork sharp, their communication clear, and their goals in sight. Monday.com. For whatever you run, even orcas. Go to Monday.com to dive deeper.
Well, I don't see the point in waiting any longer. So let's bring her out. The star attraction, the one you came to see. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Miss Judy Gold.
Okay, so you get this cancer. Do you have a core group of friends there?
I had my two friends.
Okay.
I mean, I knew people there, but when chemo started, I shut everyone out. There was no one coming in. It was only the people. It was Colleen, Matt, and Brian. That was it. No one else was allowed in. People would come to chemo because they wanted selfies with the cancer person to get those Instagram likes. But I didn't ever really invite anybody to chemo. It was
okay. So you meet people at chemo.
Yeah, Penny Marshall went to my chemo. She was getting chemo in a private room down the hall.
No way.
Yeah.
Did you ever say hi to her?
Yes, once. And it's just, I mean, that's not a place you really get chatty with
What?
people. Yeah, Penny Marshall was not wanting to talk to anybody
Right, I don't
there.
blame you.
Yeah. What a great woman, though.
She was amazing.
Yeah.
Fucking not
truly.
fair. And you meet a woman
Yeah.
and a guy. These two people that you talk about in the film.
Oh, yes, yes.
So,
there
and you decide what, as far as the Judaism is concerned.
Yeah.
There's nothing going on right now.
Towards the tail end of chemo is when I started to start studying.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but what is your thinking through this whole thing? Because you're loud, like you have this cancer diagnosis.
Yeah.
You have to get your ball cut off.
Yeah.
You're in chemo.
Yeah.
There's gotta, when people go through those things, there's something, you're reaching for something because you realize, oh my God, I have no control over it. Are you thinking in Jewish terms or are you thinking?
I think in some way there was seeds being dropped for what I would eventually do with converting.
Right.
But really, I was like the worst emo monologue ever and I was reading a lot of Joan Didion and keeping to myself.
Right.
That's literally all I did. I watched The Sopranos.
positive.
I caught up on The Sopranos and I read Joan Didion. Those were the two things I did during chemo. And I communicated and I made a lot of friends at chemo with people. And yeah, it wasn't, there was nothing Jewish happening in my life, but there was sort of a loss of myself that I felt happening. Like I felt like I wasn't connected to anything outside of myself. You know what I mean?
Right.
And there was nothing, all I was
this
doing.
Your whole life was revolved around getting rid of this cancer.
Yeah. And before that, my whole life was just about me doing comedy.
Right.
And it didn't feel like, and that wasn't big enough for me. Like just
Right. It's not, it's not going to satisfy, it doesn't, fulfill you.
I
It's not fulfilling.
needed some sort of emotional connection. And I think after my friend passed and also this woman I met in chemo after she also passed, it was sort of this thing of I need to be connected to something larger than myself.
Right. So your friend who passed away.
We were friends in New York for years.
Right. Derek was his
Yeah.
name? Yeah, Derek. So he ends up getting cancer too.
Before me.
Right.
Yeah,
and what
he
kind
had
of cancer?
Ewing sarcoma. It's sort of a spine cancer. And he had the real shitty, he was working for a New York employer and it was at an office that had fewer than so many employees so they could fire
you
someone,
fucking piece of shit.
So he got fired because he became dependent on the health plan and he moved back home to get his treatment because what else could he do?
What else is he going to do?
Yeah. And so we stayed in touch, especially when I got diagnosed. We stayed in touch during chemo and just sort of texted and he was getting better during his chemo. And then at the very last day of my chemo is when he died.
And it was completely unexpected.
Yeah.
And
at least on my end. I mean, I don't know
what was going on.
Yeah.
You also struggle in the film. You can see the emotional struggle of not going home to have your mother take care of you. That was
big.
Yeah, that is a big. And you know what's
Because I wanted to. I did, but I also knew
But you did.
I couldn't.
Right. You did the right thing.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, it's very apparent now that you did the right thing, but
to a parent, I
can't even imagine. I can't even imagine
how she dealt with that, but she did, and she was amazing at it. She would always, she would FaceTime me.
I'm going to say one thing about that. Not Jewish. Okay, so, but I think
it was hard. It was.
You had the best. There's good doctors in St. Louis,
of course,
too, but you had your support system. You could be who you are.
I needed to have
and not deal with everyone else's emotional fucking response to your situation.
Because when you get cancer, people tend to. My family's amazing and they wouldn't do this, but they tend to make it about themselves.
Oh, really? Because
yes.
no one in my house does that.
No, but they do.
Most people do that.
They adopt it,
right.
and they have all of this unsolicited advice, and there's a lot of and what Colleen being there and sort of not being blood relatives to Colleen, it allowed me to say, I'm going to go to my room. I'm just going to go to the room.
Right, you could have boundaries.
Yeah, and I needed that. I especially needed the boundaries then. It was important.
I love it. I love Colleen. You then decide you're cancer free at this point.
Yeah.
Correct now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I am.
How long did that take?
There was a 5-year window
was it
for
every
remission.
fucking minute were you like, oh, I could have cancer? Like,
well, it still
did you
it
think
still
about
pops
it all
up.
the time?
I think about it to this day all the time. Every time I have something that goes wrong with me, even now, just like recently with the whole thyroid thing, it's like I have apparently chemo fucked my thyroid, so like I have to deal with that now, and it's like
how bad is chemo?
It sucks. I always describe chemo as like imagine sort of being hungry all the time and being sleepy all the time, but unable to eat anything and unable to sleep. Like that's what chemo is like. You're constantly in a state of uncomfort, 24/7.
Discomfort.
Yeah, discomfort, 24/7. Not Jewish.
So, how many chemo things did you go through?
I was on cycles, so there's 3-week cycles, and I was in it for a little less than a year.
Ugh. So you go in for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And then take a break.
You take like a week break or something, and then you go.
And
back
during
on
that
it.
week, were you?
I tried to eat normally, but I never could. And what was interesting was I gained so much weight during chemo because only salty, shitty food stayed down, like pizza,
right,
shit like that.
And then what? Did you lose your hair?
I lost all my hair. Yeah. And that was okay. I was actually surprisingly okay with that. That was people. But I'm not a woman. I know. What? I know. But
so,
women, I think, struggle with that a lot more than men.
Yeah. Now you then start this journey.
Journey. I love that word, journey. See, when people say journey, that's your version of cute. Like you hate the word cute. I hate 2 words. I hate survivor and I hate journey.
Okay, I won't say journey. You start this path. You meet Rabbi Zach Shapiro.
Well, he was at the end, yes. Okay. So I went to a few temples in LA, gay temples.
Right.
And they didn't really sit too well with me. And then I went to my psychiatrist, LA, and she suggested Rabbi Zach Shapiro, Jewish psychiatrist. She suggested Rabbi Zach Shapiro. Yeah.
Hamish. The sweetest.
The nicest man in the world.
It's like, how would
he
they
just
like
adopted
that?
Twins, too.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he and his husband. They just adopted, like babies. So cute.
Wait, are those his only 2 kids?
Uh-huh.
Oh, he's so cute.
Okay.
Best. So Rabbi Zach Shapiro.
Culver City at Temple Akiba.
Yeah.
Plug. And
you see this, he's a rabbi.
Yeah.
And he's gay.
But
and does that, coming from a Mormon background and seeing that's
the thing. It wasn't even any of that. It was like, we immediately just connected.
Right.
I felt like
who can't connect with him?
Because I didn't feel like
not judgy.
He wasn't judging. There was but also there's a thing of, no offense to Jews, but like, there is sort of a thing of an oddity of like, you're a Mormon that's wanting to convert. This is an interesting story. And he didn't go in that route. He didn't even, that wasn't important to him. It was like, you want to be a Jew? Why do you want to be a Jew?
That's what I would think.
And-
I would
and-
think,
but there-
why do you want to be a Jew?
But there were a lot of Jews who were obsessing
And it's
over the
like,
Mormon part. And it was like,
tell them
well,
to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
It's like so funny because my mother would always say, the ones who convert, way more respectful of the religion, and they're more observant, and they appreciate it more.
I mean, I think you value it now with the film. People ask like, well, why did you choose to convert? Like, why would you choose? And I always turn it back on Jews and say, well, why are you still a Jew?
Right.
Why do you choose to be Jewish?
Right.
Because you do every day. You choose to stay a Jew.
Good for you, goddammit, H. Allen Scott. So you then, through Zach Shapiro, you meet Rabbi David Wilfund.
Yes, in Israel.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
When you're in Israel next, go to him, give him a hug. He'll take it. He's the best. He's doing well, by the way.
Oh, good, because I was looking that up.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, he just moved back.
He did?
He just
Where?
moved back. Where did he move to?
On the northeast.
That just happened, right? Yeah. This is breaking news.
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
I love him. Okay.
Get him on the podcast, Eliza Rosen, director of
Eliza Rosen, very cute.
Oh, he's nearby too. You're not going to Westchester though.
Yeah, I am. Elisa, my girlfriend / person I'm fighting with at this point. She's from Westchester. We go there all the fucking time.
For the malls, of course.
I don't like mall. I'm not a regular
person.
Jew. I don't. I hate shopping.
I love a mall.
I'm fucking gigantic. Okay, so you really go through so many different iterations of finding out what kind of Jew you go. Yeah. You meet with bar mitzvah age kid. They were so fucking smart. Those kids.
Well, they're LA kids.
But it's
they fucking love it. They love.
I know.
The
They're
cameras.
I love that the New York.
I love
kids,
them. They're so great.
The New York kids are like, get the fucking camera away from me.
Yeah.
But they're so smart.
LA kids are like, where's my lip gloss?
Right.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
Because Ben, my younger son, they have this camera crew following their team, and they're focusing on 4 of the kids, right?
Is this the next Hoop Dreams?
And they're doing like, I don't know, a 3-port, whatever.
Yeah.
And so he's like, they're not focusing on me. They're focusing on 4 of the other kids. He's like, but he doesn't care. But he's like, it's just so fucking annoying because the minute the cameras are on, they start acting different. And Ben's been around camera. Like, we did Celebrity Wives.
Of course, yeah.
He's like, ugh, who can't, it's just so funny. All right. Anyway, so you meet with these bar mitzvah kids, age kids. That girl was very tall.
Oh, she was very tall.
I
A lot of them
loved
were
her.
tall. They were great kids.
They looked
and they
sweet
came to the
older.
bar mitzvah too. They're
Yeah,
the ones
I
who
love
actually
them.
pushed me in at the end.
Yeah. Okay. And then you go to Israel.
Yeah.
And this is something I really wanted. What were you going to say?
I was the whole point of like when I decided to have the bar mitzvah and everything that preceded me meeting with the kids and going to Israel was me trying to figure out what it means for me to be Jewish. Like, what kind of Jew am I? What am I doing to give back?
I know
to the
there's
community?
so many different kinds of Jews.
There really are.
Are there different kinds of Mormons?
No.
Right.
No.
There's so
You
many
either like Jell-O or you don't.
Right.
It's a big Mormon thing.
It's that's what I love about Judaism
Yeah.
is that there's so many.
Well, because Jews make you figure out how are you going to give back to the Jews. And I love that. Or the world.
Tikkun olam,
and
baby.
I love that. I love that idea. And I needed to figure out what my purpose was within the mix.
And
how
also,
I can give back.
The other thing is, we argue.
Yeah. You do?
And I say, we talked about this in the film.
Yeah.
That it is, it's not that you're a man when you become a bar mitzvah. It's that your opinion matters now.
You have a responsibility to
and
contribute and to
have
communicate.
Right. And
Yeah.
abide by the commandments.
Yeah.
Whatever.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Visit Progressive.com to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states or situations.
So you're in Israel at the Gay Pride Parade. And this is something I wanted to
that
talk about a
glitter,
little
that
bit.
Fucking glitter.
But here's the deal.
I hate the outdoors. That was the worst thing I've ever done on film.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
I hate being sweaty.
So you're in Israel. I'm going to just do a couple of these.
Yeah, just
okay. So and you're with a wider bridge.
Yes.
Which I loved.
They are so great.
I loved them.
Oh, you don't anymore? What happened? Or was it the
Palestinian?
yeah.
So where was it? I don't know if it was a wider bridge or it was. There was something in Washington D.C.
Yeah.
And they were having a wider. This is not about a wider bridge. There was an LGBTQRST equality.
LMNOP.
Yeah. And a wider bridge did a Shabbat dinner.
Yeah.
And there were people protesting.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's not a surprise. Because a wider bridge in particular, they get a lot of protesters. Because the Dyke March in Chicago, that's a famous one.
Right. I am a supporter of Israel.
Yeah,
I love Israel.
Same.
It's a democracy.
Yeah.
Most people who hate Israel that walk down the street here and they're apartheid, have never been there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of lefty left gays who were like
very anti-Israel.
And I say to them, go be gay.
Yeah.
In your Arab nation.
It's
go be gay. Go have fun. Go be a woman there.
Yeah.
Have fun.
I did a story about, talking with queer Palestinians using apps like Grindr in Jerusalem because they use Israeli towers just to be able to use and to communicate with other gay people, knowing that they can't in Palestine. And that said, I also believe firmly in a two-state solution.
Absolutely.
As do most Israelis. I mean, there's like 70-some% of the state believes in it.
But it's like you're going to take. First of all, we're always blamed for fucking everything.
Yeah.
So I hope you enjoy that part of it.
Loving it.
But
it's good for comedy.
Yeah.
It's
the way Israel is portrayed in the media here.
Yeah.
Is so unfair.
Yeah.
And the fact that
Netanyahu doesn't help.
Oh, Netanyahu's horrible.
Go fuck
yourself. Horrible.
Yes.
And yet you can criticize, our politicians here and still be an American, but of course there's this, there's this thing, you're anti-Israel, you're anti-Jew.
Yeah.
People cannot separate these two things.
Yeah.
And it's like, look, Israel is the size of what, New Jersey?
Yeah.
I have Israel on my passport. There's so many countries I'm not allowed to go into because Israel is on my passport. Arabs are in the Knesset.
Yeah.
You're trying to negotiate with people who say Israel has no right to exist and all Jews should die.
There's also the pinkwashing thing, which that's the most. I get that a lot, especially as we're promoting the film, going to festivals where people ask about like, well, do you think you're helping with Israel's sort of pinkwashing of civil rights so that you're a pawn to the state? And I'm like, do you know gay people? We can't be pawns, especially as gay Israelis. Like, you meet a queer Israeli and you're just like, you're a radical. You're doing something insanely radical, just existing as you are, which is amazing. And the fact that you democratically,
a gay pride parade in Tel Aviv
and in Jerusalem,
right?
I mean, that's been marked with a lot of tragedy over the years, but it still exists, and it's like. No, I'm not a pawn for the state. No, I don't. I can disagree politically with the state and still support the state of Israel.
Right.
Like it's possible.
You can be a Zionist
and that's something I like. What a wider bridge does. They do a really good job of. And when you go on a wider bridge sort of trips, they bring you into Palestine so you can actually communicate with people and talk with people and hear both sides. And it's they do.
I don't believe in BDS.
Yeah, I don't either.
And also, if you hate Israel
dangerous.
and you hate the Jews so much, then don't get chemo.
Yeah.
Then don't use your cell phone.
Yeah.
Don't. Our military.
Yeah.
I mean, what Israel has contributed to the world.
Yeah. And you can support Israel and still disagree with the politics of Israel.
Right.
Like, it's possible.
Like, you can be American
Just
and still disagree.
You live in a city with a mayor that's a piece of shit. But you're not leaving the city.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
That
in
really
this cozy apartment.
It's so cozy, isn't it? And there's mezuzahs all over.
I've been noticing them.
Yes. But it's infuriating.
Yeah.
And I wish that there was some way to explain.
I don't think in this time we're so polarized.
I know.
And I think it's a part of it. I mean, you
and
see
these
in the
people
Democratic
who say
primary.
Trump is good for the Jews. Trump's
Trump's
horrible
not
for
good.
the Jews.
Have you been to Israel lately? His picture's fucking everywhere.
I can't.
Especially in Jerusalem.
Right. And like he gives a shit. It's
Yeah.
only to court the evangelicals
Yep.
who believe
He's using Jews
Right.
to get evangelical votes, which is why Israeli flags fly in the South.
And how they're so fucking hypocritical.
Yeah. I know.
He's grabbing pussies
It's
and cheating on the
ridiculous.
wives.
He's the
and
least Jewish
he's
person.
a fucking
Yeah.
piece of
No,
shit.
he can go fuck himself.
Anyway.
So I go to Israel.
Yeah.
Gay pride. That was fun. It was really hot. I was wearing
Okay,
Spanx.
great. I don't give a shit about your gay pride. I love Rabbi David Wilfund.
Yeah,
I love Yiska Smith. You
Oh,
meet with Yiska
Yiska
Smith.
You need to meet Yiska.
I need to meet Yiska Smith. Yiska
Yeah.
Smith
A trans woman.
is a trans woman
She
who
was a-
was a Hasidic
Yeah. She was a rabbi.
rabbi.
Yeah.
And
Even though we were murky on if she was or not, but I mean, it's,
no, but they're all rabbis.
Yeah,
Aren't
they're
they
all-
considered because it's a teacher?
she's basically a rabbi.
Yeah. And so I love that she showed that photo of her with the head rabbi and
What
yeah.
what a life force she is. She's incredible. And she also
Are
has
her-
a film out too.
Are her kids nice to her?
Well, she speaks to some. I don't know the status of the
But
relationship.
she had like 47 kids,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, like a good Jew.
Yeah.
Or good Orthodox or Hasidic Jew. Yeah, she does. She has some relationship with them. I don't know the full extent though. I don't ask.
I
too
need to
much.
find that out.
Yeah, it's like we were just in South
they all
Africa
orthy?
together. And I don't know. I don't know what. Yeah, I tend to sort of dance around it because I don't want to bring up bad memories.
Right,
you know,
right,
I don't
right.
want to.
Memories. So, Jew.
Betty
I
Buckley.
love her. I love her. You also
Betty
in the
Buckley's a Jew,
film,
right?
huh?
Betty Buckley's a Jew, right? Memories.
Betty Buckley. It's called Barbara Streisand.
I was thinking the cat song.
Oh, that's memory.
Yeah, that's what I was
No.
singing. You were singing the
Memories like the
corners. Yes, okay. Well, both Jews.
Betty
Both
Buckley's
Jews.
not a Jew.
I think Betty Buckley's a Jew. Google it,
Please,
Elisa.
Elisa, that's so cute. Cute, Elisa.
Thank you.
Okay, so you also talk to a couple.
Yeah.
I don't know how you found them. You go.
I'll tell you.
In Washington Heights.
Yes.
Who are Mormons, born Mormons.
Yes.
Like really Mormon, like Mitt
super
Romney
Mormon, like heterosexual.
like heterosexual.
Yes.
First of all, I just want to know what you thought of the Mitt Romney speech.
Oh, I loved it. I mean, I thought it was great.
Yeah.
It was, and the weird thing was, it was the most genuine reflection of politics that we've seen in a very long time.
And his fucking niece is the fucking head of
Yeah.
the RNC.
I know,
bitch.
I know. It
Fuck
blows me
her.
away.
She's
it blows
a
me
fucking
away.
asshole.
But I like what he did. And
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you find this couple?
Well,
They're
so
Mormon.
we found the couple because Eliza, the Googler over here, she
Wait, Betty Buckley?
It's unclear.
No, that means she's not Jewish.
yeah, she would talk about it. I
Yeah,
guess not.
she's not
Okay,
Jewish. Go
I'm
ahead.
wrong. But she can be a Mormon. They'll baptize her later in life.
Yeah. I know that fucking baptizing
well-
the Jews. Didn't they try to baptize Anne Frank?
Yeah, I can tell you why. It's actually a fucked up.
I don't know. I went to the library and everything.
Yeah. Yes.
It's really, they're like, oh, yeah, go ahead. What were you going to say?
The reason why they baptize late in life, because they have, Mormonism has a tiered heaven sort of thing. And to be in the best part of the heaven, you have to be a Mormon. And they think everyone is Mormon. Doesn't matter. You just don't know it yet. And so they want to make sure that certain humans who gave back in an amazing way to humanity are Mormon, and they get into that first tier of heaven.
Okay.
Anne Frank has to be a Mormon. It's fucked up. It's fucked up.
Okay, you drop dead, you go, that's it. It's over.
Yeah, it's
okay,
done.
you live in the souls of your people that know you.
Mormons
okay.
are weird.
Done.
So
over.
we met this Mormon couple because Eliza's brother is the rabbi at Romamu. What? In-law. Brother-in-law.
That's your brother-in-law?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think we discussed this. I went to Rome.
And he said,
I didn't
because she
like it.
called him for money for the film, and he was like, I'm trying to raise my own money, go away. And then she then explained the premise of the documentary.
And he was like, oh, I have this couple.
Yes, that's exactly what happened.
Okay, so I went to Romamu.
Yeah.
I go to B'nai Jeshurun. Have
Yes.
you been to B'nai Jeshurun?
Once, when I lived here, years ago.
Did I tell you why I don't like Romamu?
No, why don't you like Romamu?
Well, I
You like
went
all
there.
that dancing.
No, we love the dancing. It's BJ. I went there. I was like, oh, because I like going to shul on Friday night. Anyway, I went there, and people, there were no seats.
Yeah.
And people, I was
remember
like,
I
oh,
had to
can I
stand
sit
once.
here? No, they were just, it was, I thought it was supposed to be all hippy dippy, like everyone.
Free love.
And it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was.
I've
I
never
was
been.
like-
no, I've been to one service there, and I remember dancing a lot. I think I worked up a sweat.
Okay, I can't.
I don't like to
I
sweat.
don't feel like getting up. So there's a couple in
Yes.
Washington Heights,
Yeah.
and they are.
They were a part of the Mormon progressive movement. There was a movement there pre-marriage equality when the Supreme
Right.
Court did marriage equality where it looked like the Mormon church was coming around to
Yes,
being
I
more
remember
inclusive,
that.
you
Yes.
know, having women in positions of leadership and opening up to LGBTQ, LMNOP people and all of that stuff. And then when marriage equality happened, the head of the church, they felt it was necessary to have a firm stance on certain LGBTQ issues. And one of them was that children of same-sex couples can't be baptized in the church until they're 18, at which point they effectively choose between their family and the church.
Right.
And for that, this progressive couple said, no, that's the line in the sand. You can't do that. It's similar with my mom, too, that you don't mess with the kids. And so they decided to leave the church and to explore. And it's not too far off that a Mormon would come to Judaism, because there are foundations of Judaism that Joseph Smith stole from Judaism in Mormonism.
First of all,
They're fascinating.
they are fascinating.
Yeah. Not as much as me, but yes, they
Right.
are.
He looks Jewish.
Oh, yeah.
Don't you think?
Except for being so thin, yes.
Yeah, he look.
Yeah.
No, my brother's like that, but
No.
he looks really Jewy. I wonder
does
if
look
he has
very
any
Jewy.
23andMe Jewy in him.
I have 1% Ashkenazi in me.
I'm 99 point.
Special bragging over here.
And his name's Nathan,
Yeah.
which I love.
Very Jewish.
She, not so much
No.
with the Jew. They decide before they have kids, or no, they decided after.
No, it was after they had kids.
They had kids.
I think, right? Yeah.
They live in New York. What do they do?
He's like a scientist or something, right? And
He's very emotional.
they're academics. They're very
Yes.
yeah.
He's very emotional.
Oh, yeah.
She's not. She's very stoic.
Well, she's a mom.
Yeah. Oh,
She's got
shut
shit to
up.
do.
No, I'm just saying he is a mushball.
Yeah.
It's just like I love men like that.
Yeah.
I just love. There's
That
not,
just like will cry at the bottom of
yeah, like my sons.
Oh, they cried too? They're big
Oh
criers?
my God.
Oh.
Henry's girlfriend's like, oh my God, all he does is talk about his feelings. I can't take it. I'm like, sorry.
Sorry.
So, okay. So they're married. They
Yeah.
have kids.
And
they live in Washington Heights.
We decided to follow them because, of course, I had had my mikveh years before, and there was no footage of it, of course, and so we wanted to follow sort of this story of a family getting a
decide they're
mikveh.
gonna
Yeah,
a convert.
yeah.
So they go to the rabbi at Romamu,
Uh-huh.
and they go to services.
Yeah.
They go to do the kids go to Hebrew school?
I believe so. I don't know. I was.
It's unbelievable.
I mean, they're very Jewy now. They've gone beyond us. They're like,
oh, they went radical.
They go to Sanchez Orthodox.
It's conservadox. Yeah, I used to go there.
yeah.
They go to Anshe Chesed.
Yeah, they've become a bit hardcore Jews. They're the ones.
I could see that happening.
Yeah,
I saw that happening.
yeah. I'm not going there.
No.
No.
Their families.
Yeah.
How are their?
Well, they had said they do have communication with their family.
It's just
her less
who
than him.
cares?
Yeah, but more. I mean, it's complicated, especially when you're a Mormon. It's very because
Right.
within Mormonism, everyone's Mormon,
And they're kosher.
That's the thing. And yeah, I think they keep kosher, right, Elisa? Yeah, they're definitely. Oh, they have a new
they must
baby.
really?
Oh wow! God, can you imagine that many kids?
3 kids.
Yeah.
Well, now they're orthy, so they have to have a lot of kids.
Yeah, they have to have
Wait,
4 more.
So, and are the kids into it?
Yeah, they seem. I mean, they're young. They're so young that they probably don't even know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they seem to like really
Yeah.
like respond to.
I mean, as a kid, when I can't. I mean, I would assume they just go with it because there's lots of dancing and it's fun.
Oh my God!
You know?
They're just you got to see this movie, guys.
Oh,
It's-
thank you.
I mean, I want to meet them. I'm
coming from the
fascinated by-
Queen Jew.
but it's also that picture of their whole family together is so like
It's so
dynasty.
Mormon.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's the weird thing. Like, I can't go to any of my family's weddings, the ones that get married in the church,
Why?
because they're Mormons. You can't, especially if it's in a temple. It's sealed. I can't attend the wedding. And
What the fuck is that?
Yep. Yep.
Oh
no, I
my
can go. I
God.
can go to a regular church service, but I
Right,
can't
but you
go
can't
to
go
a
to the-
yes. Yeah.
That's so.
I mean, I hate weddings anyway. I tell friends if they invite me to weddings and they like it's too many people, I won't go. It's fine. I'll send you something. I don't want to go. I hate birthdays. I hate weddings.
I can't with the.
I love a funeral though. I love a funeral.
This week's episode of It's Judy Show with Judy Gold is sponsored by BetterHelp. And if you know me, which I think you do because you're listening to my podcast right now, you know that I am a big advocate for therapy. I think it benefits everyone. I think there's so many people who need it, who don't partake. It is so important for your emotional health and well-being. Therapy is fantastic. It is in every stretch of the imagination. And if you're thinking of starting therapy, please do it. But please give BetterHelp a try. It is entirely online. It's designed to be convenient. It's flexible. It suits your schedule. You fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. I have switched therapists in my life. I've had many, many therapists, and you know, sometimes it's not a great fit for you, but don't give up. Therapy is beneficial. You can learn about yourself, you can process, and just be emotionally healthy. I'm telling you, do it. BetterHelp is great because, you know, when I used to schlep to my therapist's office, it was so annoying. You have to do it, and you sit there and you wait, and then I'm telling you, doing it online is fantastic. And BetterHelp is amazing. I know a lot of people who've used it. So if you're thinking about therapy, go to BetterHelp.com. Let the gratitude flow. This is Gratitude Month, people. So you need to let the gratitude flow with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/JudyGold, JudyGold, today, and you will get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/JudyGold. You're welcome. When you put the prayer in the wall.
Yeah.
Okay, when I did that, I lost it completely. I just started bawling.
Yeah.
What did you feel standing at the wall?
I focused on my mom, Colleen, Matt, and Brian, because those, I'm getting emotional. Those were the four people that they're just my life.
Right.
You know,
I know
everything.
it's so, isn't it so? It moves you.
Yeah. And
that wall's been there forever.
And I mean, of course, leading up to that, when we were shooting, I was stressing because they told me I had to wear certain outfits to this bar mitzvah that we were going to. So I was stressing about wearing something with color, even though I didn't have anything with color. And all of that was going through my head as we were doing it. I had to take my shorts
off and put on a fucking sarong.
Oh, did you? Oh, yeah, because of but no, I put their names in the prayer, and it was But it's
just there's something
about it,
about that wall.
Yeah,
and just knowing,
and
that
the mikveh too. The mikveh was.
I got to do a mikveh.
The mikveh was surprise.
Oh, don't give me that fucking look.
Elisa's giving her a look.
I know. Elisa's like, why haven't you done the mikveh?
When I went in,
you haven't done. Good, you can get your camera and we can do the fucking mikveh.
When I went into the mikveh, I thought it was just going to be another thing I had to do to get through the Jewish process. And then being in the mikveh, I mean, you know this as a comic, like we have words for everything.
Right.
Everything.
No word. Right.
I, to this day, have no words to describe the feeling that I had in the mikveh other than I felt like I had a panic attack and well, again, Jew. And then I felt like hugged.
Right.
In a way.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. It was
safe.
Yeah, very safe. Very, very safe. And to this day, that memory has sort of stayed with me forever.
What do you love most about Judaism?
Oh, well, the people, hands down. 100%.
Really?
Yeah. I love that I can, come over to my friend Judy Gold's apartment and just talk about being Jewish with microphones and just hang out. And I love that I can also, like you said in the film, if I'm here on a random Friday just for whatever, I can, and I know that it's Friday, I can come to your apartment,
right,
and go to serve. I can do a Shabbat with you, and it wouldn't be a weird thing,
and it's cute,
and it wouldn't be weird for me to need to have company,
right,
with someone on that date. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And that to me is a really comforting thing. I love that.
Any pushback from your family or any friends?
None. No pushback. I've the most pushback I've had is from Jews.
I know. They're so annoying.
Yeah, no, I have.
I'm telling you, they're the only ones in show business that say you're too Jewish. Isn't it true?
It's true. No, I've only had. I mean, in LA, not so much. It's mainly been New York Jews that have been like, why? Why would you do that? But I think New York has a deeper connection to Israel, and Israel is always like, well, why? Because they're so secular. Why would you do that? But I don't mind it because I understand it. Like I understand where it comes from.
And it's that was a choice you made.
Yeah.
You know, some people.
Although it didn't feel like a choice, but it is a choice.
Who you are.
Yeah.
You're very Jewy.
Yeah.
Now I always ask.
Can I say what thing I hate about being Jews or the Jews are? Obsession with if I've been circumcised. Literally every single screening I go to, they ask about my dick.
Oh, I didn't even ask. Well,
I know.
You have one ball. That should cover the whole situation.
But every single screening, we just did an interview for we're in the Hartford Jewish Film Festival or something, and literally in the end of the interview, she's like, "This is a bit uncomfortable, but I had to ask, are you?" And she's like stuttering, and I'm like, "Circumcised?" Like I know where it's going. They're obsessed with it, and I always have to say that was taken care of years ago. I went to a moil, and I had the whole prick thing, and I did the whole process. That's it. I'm done. Why are you obsessed with this?
Because they need a penis or something.
Yeah.
Okay, so I ask everyone. I'm very pro mental health.
Oh, same. I can tell you the drugs I've been on.
Okay, so we talk about drugs.
Yeah.
I am now. Oh, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting off the Paxil.
Oh.
And I'm going on to Luvox.
I've never
because
done Luvox.
the Paxil.
I'm a Wellbutrin queen.
I'm there too. The Paxil was making me. So this is perfect for you. The endocrinologist, my thyroid doctor, was like, you got to get off the Paxil because they call it Paxon. So then I went to my psychiatrist and she said, let's do Luvox because it's like Paxil doesn't have the side effects. And then I'm on Wellbutrin so I can have an orgasm. You're not sitting there that's what I said. The Iowa caucuses were like, being on antidepressants at an orgy and just like participating and never getting anywhere.
Not getting anything.
So I'm on Wellbutrin now. The Luvox, I'm still taking a little Paxil because it's hell getting off the Paxil.
Yeah.
I take a Trazodone every now and then.
Yeah.
And
I love an Ativan. That helps
I enjoy
me.
an Ativan. I bring that on the road.
Yeah, Ativan's great on the road. You're right.
Yes,
it's
it'll
great
just
to travel
get you
with.
back to your sleep and because you can't shit on the road. You can't sleep on the road.
Anything.
And that at one point you're just like, I'm just going to take this, get a good night's sleep, and shit in the morning. Okay, so what? What are you on?
It's so true, though.
What are you on?
I'm on Wellbutrin. I'm just Wellbutrin now, which was good.
What's your dosage?
I don't know the dosage.
Have you ever been on any other stuff?
Yeah, I was on. Oh God, what was it called? I had an upper, or I had a downer that I would take at night, but I forget the name of it now. After chemo, I had a meltdown. I had a complete meltdown because
I'm kidding.
I know. I wasn't dealing emotionally with anything. I wasn't going to a psychiatrist. I wasn't doing anything. And I remember in the parking garage of the ArcLight in Hollywood.
Oh yeah,
you know that one.
Yeah.
I went blind. I couldn't find my car, and I couldn't see then. And then I had this panic attack, and it was right after that I got treatment. And mental health is very, very important. Very important. Yeah.
The podcast is called Kill Me Now because I basically wake up every day. I'm like, oh, kill me now. Because I really, honestly cannot. It's getting worse.
So what bothers you most in the morning?
In the morning?
Yeah, when you wake up, when you think kill me now in the morning, what?
First of all, this is my question that I ask, but I will answer this question. In the morning, I have, as I've mentioned, I have diurnal depression. So the mornings are very hard for me. At night, when the sun goes down, I'm like, I've lifted.
We're comics.
Right.
Yeah.
So the morning, waking up in the morning, first of all, I have this whole thing I have to do in my head where in order to get out of bed, because I usually wake up in a panic. So I go, okay, stop. You're going to get up. Once you start thinking about
the steps,
each step, you're like, okay, I can do this. So the alarm kind of bothers me.
Mm-hmm.
It's being woken up in a negative way, like
Yeah.
in an unnatural way,
In an abrupt way.
and noise. Like, don't ask me questions.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me. You know, it's really hard for me to
Yeah.
have a conversation. I need.
Are you bothered by noises? Like random noises?
I feel like I have a little autism.
Yeah. I can't stand noises. My boyfriend has the sneeze. We live together. And
Oh my God! Have you seen my act about Elisa
yes.
sneezing?
Yes, I have.
Elisa sneezing.
It's the
that
loudest.
She says achoo when
And-
she sneezes. You never heard my
doesn't-
act?
no,
It's
no.
so fucking loud and annoying.
He doesn't say a chew, but it's like he's screaming with every sneeze.
And it's also
And it
comes
has
out
to
of
be
nowhere.
controllable. Yeah, it comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
There's no like normal
Right.
people. No, because you like what I do. I tend to be a very quiet, meek sneezer, where I give people a warning, and I'm like, and I like have.
I do it in this
there's a
way.
lead up to it.
I have like 12 in a row, and
Yeah.
people don't even know it's a sneeze because like. So, but
Yeah,
I can't.
uncontrollable noises.
Noises that come out of nowhere.
It bothers me so much.
And I have really bad ADD, so
Yeah.
if I'm focusing on something and the noise, it's like no.
Yeah.
It's like a train. Fucking, I can't.
Yeah. No, I can't. Noises out of nowhere.
That's what pisses you off.
I can't. It's not even so much pisses me off. It actually is emotionally jarring.
Yeah,
it
same.
takes me out of whatever I'm in.
Right.
And I have to work myself back into it.
And also, once I focus on sound, I'm very sound oriented.
Same.
And also music oriented. So
Yeah.
it's hard for me to focus on anything else besides music. Like it was the only thing I could do as
music,
a kid.
I can't. Music does nothing for me. I can't. It doesn't in my head.
It takes me out. I could listen to a symphony and say I'm going to listen to the third violin and just focus on that. And it's like
I wish I could do that.
Yeah.
I do it with audio stuff a lot. Like
So what pisses you off more than anything in the whole world?
Oh, that's a great question.
Thank you.
You know, I think I'll tell you, pisses me off more than anything is people who are intentionally unkind.
Oh.
That they don't say
Yeah.
thank you. They don't. There's no acknowledgement that you're in a shared world, that you're with other
Right,
people,
right.
and that seem to just be intentionally unkind.
But it's also unaware.
Yeah.
You know, like there are people in this building, and this building is now run by like Hasidic Lubavitch, right?
Yeah.
Actually, Lubavitch are very nice. The amount, so they rent to a lot of Orthy,
Yeah, of course.
young, who the parents pay for the apartment, whatever.
Yeah.
They don't hold the door open.
Yeah.
They don't hold the elevator door.
And it's those
They don't
small-
say thank you.
Yeah,
And
no.
also, dear everyone, okay? You let someone out before you go in, you fucking fuckheads.
On the subway today, we
you
had
let
that.
people out before you fucking walk in, you fucking piece of shit.
If you're walking down the street, stay to the right. It's not a hard thing.
Stop looking at your phone while you're walking down the
Yes.
street, you
Yes.
stupid piece of shit.
I actually knew that my boyfriend and I were compatible when we went out to dinner for the first time ever, like in public. I think it was like a Cheesecake Factory. And he was it was nice actually. He was so like almost overly thankful to the waitress. Like he was very conscious of saying thank you and how she was doing and that she had a good experience
That's a
with
good
us.
sign.
And then immediately I was like, you're my people.
Okay, is he Jewish?
No,
That's
he's
not good.
Mexican.
No.
Yeah, I know. It came about real randomly, and
Okay,
I had.
but if you're gonna be a
and
Jew,
when if you get to your late 30s, it's like you take the love.
no, you
take the
find
love.
a Jew. Okay,
He's great. You would love him.
What's his name?
Michael.
Can you give him a Hebrew name? Is he into
Sure.
the Jewish thing?
He's basically Jewish now. He's been coming to all this shit with me.
Oh, I love him.
Yeah, he loves, and he made me a great. So I do drag as well. And he made me a great drag Jewish outfit, like Star of David, the whole thing. I'll show it to you.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
you'll
love
love
that.
it. You'll love it.
Tell everyone where they can find you.
H. Allen Scott on everything, and latterdayjew.com and on all
Latter
the
Day
socials.
Jew, and is it on Hulu? Latter Day Jew?
No, it's not. We're doing festivals first, and then
Right.
we're selling it to a streaming platform near you.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I thought it was on.
Yeah.
All right.
But if Hulu, if you're out there and you want to buy it, just call us.
H. Allen Scott,
Yeah.
Latter Day Jew. If you're, can you tell us where you're?
where I'm at next.
You're in New York.
Yeah, I'm in New York, but this is going to be coming out after that. Next is going to be there's Seattle Jewish Film Festival.
Oh, that's a really good one.
Yeah, there's there's a Hartford, Connecticut one coming up. There's a Portland, Maine one coming up. There's no Jews in Portland, but I'm going to Portland.
Oh, there's Jews.
Yeah, there's a few Jews there, but it's also the home of Murder, She Wrote, which I love. I love Murder, She Wrote so much. I want to get a wig and ride around town on a little bike with a red sweater.
The Adon alum, too.
Oh, yeah. Golden Girls.
To the Golden Girls.
Yeah, thank you for being a friend. At the end of the film, we have a choir or a group sing Adon alum to the theme of thank you for being a friend.
You know what they did at our synagogue? They sang, I forgot what they sang to Hallelujah. Oh, God. Whatever. I was so excited, and you fucking took it out. Took out the fucking wings.
I have to say thank you for having me, because, I mean, you, like I said earlier, you have been such a single, like if you weren't in the film, we would have included you in the little montage of Nora Ephron and Barbara Streisand and all of them.
That's
because
so
like
sweet.
you really were, your comedy in the mid 90s when I was sort of figuring out who the hell I was and what I wanted to be doing in life, you were the definition of how I wanted to communicate. Like it was, yeah. And I figured out my own way. Thanks.
Right.
But you were such a model for how I wanted to live. And I'm grateful to know you.
Thank you. I'm grateful to know you.
No, shut up.
I am. So go to halandScott.com.
Yeah. Yes. And latterdayjew.com.
latterdayjew.com.
And buy Judy's book.
Yeah, it's coming out in July. You better do a fucking...
I'm going to pimp that out.
All right. Thank you so much for listening to part 2 of Kill Me Now with H. Alan Scott. Make sure to tune in next week for a very exciting live episode with the Bridget Everett from Club Coming in New York City. If you like the show, make sure to subscribe and please leave a review. It helps more people to find this amazing show. 5 stars only. 5 stars, please. I'll be traveling a lot soon, so if you're not based in New York, listen up for some dates that may be near you. I'm excited that on March 5th, we have another live podcast of Kill Me Now at Club Coming in New York City with the incredible, the one and only B.D. Wong. I'm so excited for this, so please grab your tickets. They sell out very fast. On March 6th, I'll be at the Kent stage in Kent, Ohio as part of the Rainbow Weekend. On March 7th, I'll be at JAFCO, JAFCO in Sunrise, Florida. This is a benefit for an amazing organization. Look them up, JAFCO, JAFCO. March 9th, I'll be at Rick Bronson's Comedy Club in Bloomington, Minnesota. And on March 18th, I'll be performing at Homo Comicus at Gotham Comedy Club in New York, New York. And finally, I'm so excited to announce I'll be joining the incredible Varla Jean Merman again for our second show at Joe's Pub in New York City for 2 dates, April 23rd and April 24th. Get your tickets now before they sell out, because they will. And you can get tickets for all of these events at judygold.com. A lot of exciting dates are going to be announced very soon, so stay up to date on all new dates. Make sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Judy Gold, JEWDYGOLD, like Jew Gold. And as we always say, so long!
And everything was wonderful. I'll see you soon. Thank you for the visit. So long.